Self-regulation is the ability to direct our thoughts, our emotions, and our behaviors. Having a say, essentially, in what we do with them when we're having thoughts, when we're having feelings, and the choices that we're making around how we cope. A lot of us live reactively. We don't feel like we have choice. Something happens in our environment, our thoughts are happening all the time, we're feeling all kinds of ways, and a lot of us are just reacting through life. We are not regulating ourselves. We are not playing an empowered part in the process of self-regulation. Well, why? Why do so many of us struggle? We first come to this planet and we're a little baby infant. We need, our nervous system, let me word it this way, needs help with what we call co-regulation. As a tiny infant, we cannot regulate our emotions, our energies. We can't regulate our physiological body. That's why infants cry. They cry when they're upset, when they're hungry, when they're tired. That's a sign that crying is their nervous system is dysregulated in that moment. So what does usually happen when an infant cries? More often than not, a caregiver comes. And in that moment where there's whatever soothing behavior is happening, if the infant gets picked up and shushed and cradled and rocked, that is an act of co-regulation. So this disrupted nervous system that this infant is having, the experience of that, crying and upset, is brought back down to calm. Now, a lot of us did not have a caregiver that had a regulated enough nervous system themselves to be able to perform this function for us as infants. So this is where a version of this dysregulation or this lack of ability to self-regulate for a lot of us began when we didn't have that parent. So for instance, my mother was very anxious, was very nervous. So that to me is a sign that she herself wasn't able to regulate her own emotions. So can't imagine that when I was a crying infant that she was able to be available to me to help regulate my nervous system. If she wasn't able to do that within her nervous system, of course she cannot really adequately help co-regulate an infant.